Hello students, in this video lecture we are going to discuss an important topic of computer network, that is file transfer protocol, which is abbreviated as FTP. FTP is a standard internet protocol provided by TCP/IP used for transmitting the files from one host to another. It is mainly used for transferring the web page files from their creator to the computer that acts as a server for other computers on the internet. It is also used for downloading the files to computers from other servers. Now the characteristics of FTP. FTP uses TCP at the transport layer. FTP uses port number 21 for control connection. FTP uses port number 20 for data connection. FTP uses persistent TCP connections for control connection. It also uses non-persistent TCP connections for data connection. FTP is a connection-oriented protocol. FTP is an out-of-band protocol as data and control information flow over different connections. Now the mechanism of FTP. You can see there are two users are there. One is client and the other is server. In the client side there are three interfaces. First is user interface, then others are control process and data transfer process, whereas in the server side there are two interfaces, a control process and data transfer process. Now when a client used to transfer a file to the server, it is known as uploading process, whereas a client downloads the file from the server is known as a downloading process, and the client and server are being connected through the TCP/IP protocol. Now FTP connections. The FTP connections are basically of two types. First is control connection and the other is of data connection. Now control connections. The control connection uses very simple rules for communication. Through control connection, we can transfer a line of command or line of response at a time. The control connection is made between the control processes. The control connection remains connected during the entire interactive FTP session. Now the data connection. The data connection uses very complex rules as data types may vary. The data connection is made between data transfer processes. The data connection opens when a command comes for transferring the files and closes when the file is transferred. So basically the control connection will remain during the entire interactive FTP session, whereas the data connection will remain only when the file has been transferred and it closes when the file is transferred. Now the advantages of FTP. First is speed. One of the biggest advantage of FTP is speed. The FTP is one of the fastest way to transfer the files from one computer to another computer. Efficient. It is more efficient as we do not need to complete all the operations to get the entire file. Next is security. To access the FTP server, we need to log in with the username and password. Therefore, we can say that FTP is more secure. Now next is back and forth movement. FTP allows us to transfer the files back and forth. For an example, if a manager of a company sends some information to all the employees and they all sends information back on the same server, so this process is also known as back and forth. So these are some of the advantages of FTP. Now there are some disadvantages of FTP also. The first disadvantage, the standard requirement of the industry is that all the FTP transmissions should be encrypted. However, not all the FTP providers are equal and not all the providers offer encryption. So encryption is a big issue in terms of FTP. Next disadvantage is FTP serves two operations, that is to send and receive large files on a network. However, the size limit of the file is 2 GB that can be sent. So there is a limit in the file sending. It is 2 GB only. Now the next disadvantage is passwords and file contents are sent in clear text that allows unwanted eavesdropping. So it is quite possible that attackers can carry out the brute force attack by trying to guess the FTP password. So by using the brute force attack, the attackers can guess the FTP password. So it basically attacks on the security of the FTP. Next disadvantage is it is not compatible with every system. So FTP is not compatible with every system. It is only compatible with some specific systems. So this is all about FTP and its characteristics. Thank you for watching this video.